Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And we back with another news story on another so-called preacher. And this story comes out of Alabama, as y'all can see on the screen. This is so-called Pastor Adrian Davis. Adrian Davis. Now, the story reads, former pastor, right, accused of using over $400,000 of church funds on luxurious goods, including cars. So this is the fella right here on the screens, as y'all can see. Now, time and time again, when we do these stories, preferably on the other YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network, we tend to run into fellas like this, either stealing money from the church or touching on kids and things of that nature. So we're going to go to the news story at hand. Now, this story came out recently. This is out of Huntsville, Alabama. As we can read, a former Huntsville lead pastor is facing federal wire and tax fraud charges. Adrian Davis, the former lead pastor of All Nations Worship Assembly, is facing charges of wire fraud and filing a false tax return. It says, according to court records, Davis served as a marketing consultant for ANWA and received a salary and a percentage for his services. It says, however, Davis is accused of using the funds on cars, entertainment, and other personal expenses. Wow. A preacher? A preacher using church funds on what? Things he ain't got no business purchasing at all. You understand that? And it's pretty sure it's more of those type of individuals in the pulpit right now. It says authorities said that although ANWA authorized Davis to receive a salary and percentage, he was not authorized to use the funds for personal expenses. And that's the problem with a lot of these so-called preachers who are in the pulpit right now. You know what I mean? They get greedy. They want these Rolexes and things like that. They see the money that the churches is bringing in. Wow. It says the records states that Davis used funds to buy vehicles in 2018 and 2019, including a 2016 GMC Yukon for $45,982, while spending more than $35,000 on entertainment and retail items that was not approved by the ANWA. $35,000. These so-called preachers in the pulpit, using church funds. A lot of people, they're very sincere about putting their tithes, their offerings, and things like that to utilize their money, whether to help out the homeless or help out people in need or help out the church building or whatever the case may be. But you got these sick, slick pastors, so-called pastors, like this, want to spend the church funds, right, on things like that. You know what I mean? They don't care. As long as they get your money by any means necessary. You know what I mean? It says Davis is also accused of using more than $24,000 of ANWA funds to pay for a mortgage on a home for his mother and using funds to pay off personal credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a black card off the church people's money. It says including $117,000 to American Express. $117,000. What is this fella doing? You understand? That's a lot of money of church people funds that they contributed to. $117,000 to a credit card. It says in wiring money from the church's bank account to MX, AMEX. Wow! You see that? There's a bunch of demon devil dogs that's behind and in the pulpit right now. Greedy dogs. It says according to court documents, he used more than $400,000 in ANWA funds over the years for personal purposes without authorization. $400,000. You see that? Now, my opinion, if he wouldn't have never got caught, he would have probably been spending more of that. You understand? And he probably did dirt way beforehand. He just so happened to get caught this time. You know what I mean? That happens a lot with these so-called preachers. Whether they touching on kids or stealing money. They just so happen to get caught the first time. Who knows? They probably been doing this for a long time. You understand? Some people sweep it underneath the rug because some people probably in the congregation is getting paid off. You understand? It says, additionally, Davis is accused of filing a false tax return with authorities saying in March 2021 he filed his taxes with a return report that he received $138,621, but he allegedly made more than that. It says federal court records showed that Davis had signed a plea deal for both charges filed against him. As part of the plea deal, he will have to pay a total restitution of nearly $550,000, with more than $434,000 going to All Nations Worship Assembly and over $114,000 to the IRS. So basically, he admitted to it. You know he was guilty. He wasn't getting away with that, fella. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money to be stealing from church folks. You see why a lot of people don't trust these churches? You understand? A bunch of thieves in the pulpit. A lot of people shun away and get away from these churches. Why? Because of folks like him. Stealing from the people, touching on the people, sleeping with the people, deceiving the people. You understand? So it says, for wire fraud, the maximum sentence is 20 years in prison, and for filing a false tax return, the maximum sentence in prison is 3 years, authorities said. It said he is scheduled to be arraigned on October the 23rd at 9:30 a.m. in Huntsville, Alabama. Let me know what y'all think about this story. Another thief in the pulpit. And there's many more out there. You understand? If you know a thief with proof, listen, send me the story. Send me the information. Email me, TonyHarvin@yahoo.com. box@TonyHarvin@gmail.com. Let me know what y'all think about this story. You understand? And stay tuned, because there's going to be many more stories like this on these false or so-called preachers. I'm Tony Harvin, signing off. I'm out. Peace. Do remember, if you like, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. And after you hit that notification bell, select all so you can receive all notifications to the videos that come out on this YouTube channel. Thank you.